2020-2021 BBIBP CorV, also known as the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine, is one of two inactivated virus COVID-19 vaccines developed by Sinopharm. In late December 2020, it was in phase 3 trials in Argentina, Bahrain, Egypt, Morocco, Pakistan, Peru, and the United Arab Emirates with over 60,000 participants. On December 9, the UAE announced interim results from phase 3 trials showing BBIBP CorV had a 86% efficacy against COVID-19 infection. In late December, Sinopharm announced that its internal analysis indicated a 79% efficacy, while mRNA vaccines like the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine and mRNA-1273 showed higher efficacy of plus 90%. Those present distribution challenges for some nations as they require deep freeze facilities and trucks. BIBP CorV could be transported and stored at normal refrigerated temperatures. BBIBP CorV shares similar technology with CoronaVac and BBV152. Other inactivated virus vaccines for COVID-19 being developed in phase 3 trials. BBIBP CorV is being used in vaccination campaigns by certain countries in Asia, Africa, South America, and Europe. Sinopharm expects to produce 1 billion doses of BBIBP CorV in 2021. By February 21, Sinopharm said more than 43 million doses of the vaccine had been administered in total. In April 2020, China approved clinical trials for a candidate COVID-19 vaccine developed by Sinopharm's Beijing Institute of Biological Products and the Wuhan Institute of Biological Products. Both vaccines are chemically inactivated whole virus vaccines for COVID-19. On October 15, the Beijing Institute of Biological Products published results of its Phase 1 and Phase 2 clinical studies for the BBIBP CorV vaccine, showing BBIBP CorV to be safe and well tolerated at all tested doses in 2 age groups. Antibodies were elicited against SARS-CoV-2 in all vaccine recipients on day 42. These trials included individuals older than 60. On August 13, the Wuhan Institute of Biological Products published interim results of its Phase 1 and Phase 2 clinical studies. The report noted the inactivated COVID-19 vaccine had a low rate of adverse reactions and demonstrated immunogenicity, but longer-term assessment of safety and efficacy would require Phase 3 trials. BIBP CorV may have characteristics favorable for vaccinating people in the developing world. While mRNA vaccines, such as the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine and Moderna COVID-19 vaccine showed higher efficacy of plus 90%, mRNA vaccines present distribution challenges for some nations, as some may require deep freeze facilities and trucks. By contrast, BIBP CorV can be transported and stored at normal refrigeration temperatures. While Pfizer and Moderna are among developers relying on novel mRNA technology, manufacturers have decades of experience with the inactivated virus technology Sinopharm is using. On July 16, Sinopharm began conducting a Phase 3 vaccine trial of 31,000 volunteers in the UAE in collaboration with G42 Healthcare, an Abu Dhabi-based company. By August, all volunteers had received their first dose and were to receive the second dose within the next few weeks. On December 9, UAE's Ministry of Health and Prevention announced the official registration of BBIBP CorV. After an interim analysis of the Phase 3 trial showed BBIBP CorV to have a 86% efficacy against COVID-19 infection. The vaccine had a 99% seroconversion rate of neutralizing antibodies and 100% effectiveness in preventing moderate and severe cases of the disease. On September 2, Sinopharm began a Phase 3 trial in Casablanca and Rabat on 600 people. In September, Egypt opened registration for a Phase 3 trial to last 1 year and enroll 6,000 people. In August 2020, Sinopharm began a Phase 3 clinical trial in Bahrain on 6,000 citizens and resident volunteers. In a November update, 7,700 people had volunteered in the trials. Also in late August, Sinopharm began a phase 3 clinical trial in Jordan on 500 volunteers at Prince Hamza Hospital. In Pakistan, Sinopharm began working with the University of Karachi on a trial with 3,000 volunteers. On September 10, Sinopharm began a phase 3 trial in Peru with the long-term goal of vaccinating a total of 6,000 people between the ages of 18 and 75. In October, the trials were expanded to include an additional 6,000 volunteers. On January 26, a volunteer in the placebo group of the vaccine trials had died. On September 16, Argentina began a phase 3 trial with 3,000 volunteers. Sinopharm's chairman Yang Xiaoyun has said the company could produce 1 billion doses in 2021. In October, Dubai's G42 Healthcare reached manufacturing agreements to provide UAE and other regional states with BBIBP CorV, with the UAE producing 75 to 100 million doses in 2021. In December, Egypt announced an agreement between Sinopharm and Egyptian holding company for biological products and vaccines for the vaccine to be manufactured locally, which would also be exported to other African countries. In December, AP Repo